We should be aware of the devil that roams at night. A rear-end collision occurs. A man leaves the car to take photos for insurance. Suddenly, the man at fault swiftly draws a knife and launches a surprise attack on the other guy from behind. Jang Tae-sok, the cop. He pulls up on the crime scene next day. The man from last night was brutally murdered. There are slight signs of a rear-end collision. Jang Do-so, a gangster boss pulls teeth out of a guy. A concoction made for the guy's greedy boss, Sang-do. Bottoms up. At Cheonam Police Station, Chief An wants to follow this case as a robbery homicide. Jung Tae-sok shows 3 cases of the same knife wound and rear-end collision. They're all around the same province. It's a serial killer. Tae-sok knows if the killing continues, this case will be passed on to the major crime squad. Chief An thinks Tae-sok is after a promotion and dismisses this. Feeling ridiculed, Tae-sok leaves. Jang Do-so, the gangster boss, drives home. He gets rear-ended in the rain. The guy at fault politely apologizes. Jang had a long day, so he lets it go. The mysterious man suddenly attacks Jang aggressively with a knife, not knowing he's messing with a guy that can pull his teeth out. He stabbed Jang a couple times, and Jang still manages to grab the knife and stab the attacker on the left chest. The attacker runs back to the car and makes sure he runs over Jang before driving off. Jang is taken to the hospital. While he is in surgery, Kwon, who is John's subordinate, he goes to Chundu's turf to seek revenge for the boss. But Chundu didn't even do it. Attacker hides in the puppy mill. He cleans his precious knife and staples his wound. Then he kills the owner. Jang is up. He is certain the attacker is not assigned by Chundu. He assigns Kwon to look for a white sedan and plate number. Tae-sok pays a visit to Jang. A gangster boss stabbed in the rain. How embarrassing. Tae-sok wants Jang's statement for the stabbing. Jang wants to catch the attacker himself, so the cop and gangster are both wanting the same criminal. Tae-sok checks the back of Jang's car, and it's another rear-end collision. Chundu visits Jang. He wants compensation for the damages Kwon did. If it was Chundu's doing, Jang wouldn't be alive. He also makes fun of the gangster boss that gets randomly stabbed. Tae-sok asks Chief An for more manpower. In this case, what kind of psychopath lucks out and stabs a gangster boss? After finding out Tae-sok is looking into Jang's stabbing, An refuses instantly as he takes bribes from Jang. The devil, let's call him K. He hears a truck driver arguing with his family over the phone about his kid's birthday. He attacks the truck driver with a knife. K takes over the truck and finds the boy's birthday cake on the passenger seat. He drives off, leaving the body on the road, and he devours the kid's birthday cake. The truck driver's partner wakes up. He has no idea who this psycho is. The truck swerves on the road. K's knife falls out. We can guess what happened. Jang hired someone to draw the portrait of the attacker. Tae-sok raids Jang's slot machine casino to get Jang's statement. Jang finds out from Tae-sok the attacker is a psychopath. Usually they go after women and the weak, but this guy, he will target anyone. Kwon found the white sedan abandoned. There was a murder in the area as well. The boys also found a knife around the area. Jang recognizes this knife. He asks Kwon to hold on to it for now. Jang calls Tae-sok about the recent murder case where they found the attacker's car. He invites Tae-sok to dinner. Though Tae-sok enjoys his meal, he still makes fun of Jang for letting a psychopath walk all over him. Jang's reputation is ruined. In their line of business, he needs to get the guy back himself. Jang gives Tae-sok the key to the white sedan to run the fingerprints. He will provide manpower and pay the expenses. They can collaborate and share information. Whoever catches the serial killer can decide what to do with him. Tae-sok is in on this deal. Jung shows Tae-seok the sketch of the attacker and gives him a phone for contact. A gangster and a cop, working together, join forces to catch the devil. Jung recorded their conversation. Now they are on the same side. It's not like it can be done on a contract. Tae-seok breaks the recorder. Jung laughs. Cops cannot be trusted. So he turns on the TV. The whole session was recorded. Tae-seok swears to lock up Jung after they catch the guy. Tae-seok finds his buddies in the police. He still needs some help from the inside. If they catch this guy, they can close 5 cases at once. Tae-seok shares all the current information with his police colleagues. They're not sure if they can trust working with gangsters. Just as Kwon, he is not sure if cops can be trusted. The major case squad will take the case over if the guy continues to kill. No trust is needed. They just need the manpower and resources of Jun. And for Jun, as a tax-paying citizen, he thinks he should get the support from the police this time. Tae-seok takes Song-woo and Dong-chu to collect the DNA and fingerprints on the white sedan. Jung sends Kwon to take care of Chang-doo, using Kate's knife. Tae-seok surprises Miss Cha from forensics. He hands her a bag of evidence found in the white sedan. At Chang-doo's crime scene, Miss Cha finds it odd the killer left his weapon this time, for everyone to see. Miss Cha calls Tae-seok. DNA of the recent provincial rear collision murder victims are in the samples he gave her. Second, DNA of the truck driver and the puppy mill owner are found on the knife used to kill Chang-doo. This is officially classified as a serial killer case. Now it will be passed on to the major case squad. Tae-seok asks if Jung killed Chang-doo. Our gangster boss admits he did it. Tae-seok is disappointed. He trusted the gangster boss. Jun didn't think trust was involved in this. They can still work together to catch the serial killer. News of the serial killer is announced. The major case squad has taken over this case, as Tae-seok predicted. DNA evidence of the victims were found on the knife used to kill Chang-doo. This news doesn't sit well with K. He says to himself, it wasn't his doing. Jung shows up at Chang-doo's funeral. Chang-doo's right-hand man Choi organized this. K, the serial killer and Jung's attacker, decides to pay a visit to Chang-doo's funeral as well. He wants to send a message. Before leaving, K hands Cho a piece of paper. It says, Chang-doo was killed with my knife by someone else. That night, K hits the rear of another car and kills again. He hangs up on the victim's wife's call. Jung and Tae-seok look for K's fingerprints on the steering wheel of Kate's white sedan. A group of men gathered by Choi came in to kill Jung. Jung's fists are no joke. He takes down most of the men. Tae-seok could use a bit more practice. Cho ends up with a knife to the heart. Tae-seok panics seeing Cho bleed out. Jung kicks him off and tells him to leave. Jung buries these men. Tae-seok shows up at the station next day with facial wounds. Major case squad unit is on the serial killer case officially. There is still no direct DNA evidence to link to a suspect. An asks Tae-seok to look into a kidnapping case instead. The kidnapper asks for money, but keeps changing the location. The killer decides on a restaurant. And as soon as the owner sees the victim's wife, she asks to take over the bag. Tae-seok sees someone suspicious on the rooftop. The police trio chases after the man. The guys obviously didn't catch up to the guy. They went back to question the restaurant owner instead. A guy gave her $20 to take the bag. He also had a bottle of soju. That being one of the clues. The soju bottle was already collected. They need the finger of the guy. Forensics come in to do the job. Tae-seok waits on the steering wheel DNA result. Miss Cha found an odd fingerprint on the bottle, perhaps damaged on purpose. She was able to match up with a missing persons file. Tae-seok finds the address from the file. He enters the apartment. Is this the guy he's been looking for? After searching, he finds a photo of K. He folds it in half to match up with the sketch on his phone. It's confirmed. This is the guy. Tae-seok sent over the kidnapper's recording to Jung. After listening, Zhang is certain this is the attacker. We have a team meeting of Gangster and cops. Sunghu and Dongcho, they go over the information of the killer. They traced his recent calls to narrow down to the district. The boys head out for the search. K's photo is given out to the gangsters. After searching for a few days, they still couldn't locate the serial killer. Few days later, Zhang stands by the curb. A female student comes to wait for the bus. Zhang offers his umbrella. She initially refuses until Zhang raised his voice. Taesok warns the female student not to take items from thugs. The girl thinks Taesok acts like one. She takes off on the bus, bowing to thank Zhang. The gang booked out the entire restaurant. They actually have fun together at dinner. On the news, a female student was murdered on the way home. Zhang's umbrella appears on TV. The search is on again. They narrow down the location according to the bus route. At a motel, the front desk recognized K's photo. Kwang and Songhu rushes into the room. It's empty. They find out K just left. Now the gangster and cop split up to catch the prey. A white car drives up. It's their guy. The serial killer, he steps on the gas. They follow his car. The race is on. Whomever catches him decides what to do with him. Cops puts him in jail or gangster torture and kills him. They sandwich the killer in the middle until Taesok hits a street vendor and takes a different route. Zhang follows K closely. They crash into each other at a three-way intersection. K runs off into the alley. Kwang finds him first by a stairway, and K stabs Kwang multiple times. Zhang finds injured Kwang, wanting to call for help. Kwang points in the direction of the killer, and he tells Zhang to hurry. Following the blood trail, Zhang should be a detective. He enters the karaoke car, checking each room. He walks back to a room as he notices the odd expression on the girls. He goes into their room. The girls immediately confirm that there is an intruder. Holding the knife, K waits behind the washroom door. Zhang kicks the door down and pounds through the door. He finally gets the attacker. Taesok calls the police to track down Zhang's location. The killer still speaks loudly. He doesn't see how Zhang and him are any different. A car crashes in, hitting Zhang over. Taesok takes a look at the serial killer he's been chasing. The news announces the killer's capture, and they are looking for Zhang. The police have already taken down Zhang's illegally modified slot machine business. Zhang has to hide for now. At the interrogation room, there is no direct evidence to link the murder to K. K even teases the cops by rearranging the correct order of the killings. He destroyed his fingerprints before. Taesok gets triggered by K and loses his temper. At court, K justifies the real devil are those who commit crimes with kind faces, like the law creators and enforcers. If they are innocent, then so is he. The weapon is brought to court. The knife has no concrete link to the defendant. They call out the sole survivor of the stabbing, witness Jang Do-seok. A gangster never forgets the one who attacks them. Zhang shows a sketch of his attacker, but the court needs hardcore evidence and not a sketch. Zhang takes off his top. The night of the attack, the guy stabbed Zhang twice. He cuts his hand to grab the attacker's knife. If he was an average man, he would be dead already. Zhang stabbed the attacker's left chest. He asked them to take K's top off. And also, constantly playing with knives, the attacker must have a lot of cuts on his hands. Lastly, they should analyze this piece of paper to Kate's journals. The note says Chengdu was killed with a knife. A while back, Zhang found the note on Choi. The original note was, Chengdu was killed with my knife by someone else. Zhang turned himself in and K is sentenced to death. The night before, Taesok asked Zhang to be a witness and turn himself in. He plays the recording of Zhang admitting to Chengdu's murder, a double-edged sword that can ruin the cop and gangster for the collaboration. If Zhang testifies as the witness, Taesok can also link Chengdu's murder to the serial killer. Zhang rather gets screwed over together instead. However, something changed his mind. He did end up showing up in court as witness. Zhang arrives at the vacation resort, and the prisoners bow to their boss. He looks into the yard. The devil sees the gangster. Flashback to before. To be the witness, Zhang wants to be locked up in the same prison as K. Three men played a dangerous game. Does Zhang plan to finish K off? For upcoming content, click like, pound that subscribe, and hit notification. Thank you for watching.